In 1967, the Barker family moved into Larnach Castle. 50 years at the castle, the Barker story retells the restoration of the derelict Dunedin landmark by Margaret and the late Barry Barker. I'm Rosella Bone. I'm here at Larnach Castle, where the current residents moved in around 50 years ago. It's also the setting for a current exhibition celebrating the castle's rich history.
It's the only thing you know, so you take it for pretty much as for granted in some ways. But it's a great place for parties. So some of my friends used to come up here when we were younger, and then as you got older the parties got better.
Norcom grew up in the house with his sister Sophie, and the siblings have their share of memories.
And the best memories were just running around outside and very much free rein, which was interesting. It was a big place. Sometimes you didn't see your family for quite a long time.
Larnach was built by entrepreneur and politician William Larnach in 1871. A series of bitter legal battles saw the castle sold in 1906. More than 100 years on, it still has its secrets and surprises.
The idea of getting up and celebrating the success with everyone, so the recent party was a good one, and a lot of people who came up and had been part of the journey, because in some ways you're saying before about the ownership, and you never really feel like you own it, it's just a guardian of it.
After suffering personal and financial setbacks, William Larnach died by suicide in New Zealand's Parliament buildings in 1898. Sadly, his suicide would be followed by that of his own son years later. One of the strangest stories from Larnach Castle comes from a play about his life. At the moment where his suicide was reenacted, a fiery explosion went off. The audience thought it was part of the show, but it wasn't.
It came to when Larnach was going to commit suicide, and it was a windy night, so there was smoke going all through the ballroom, and as Larnach shot himself, this big flash of lightning, and everyone says, "Oh, great special effects," and it was like, well, it wasn't special effects, it wasn't us, so it was a bit strange. I have seen people, like I was on reception and someone came out and he said he walked into the study and there was a person dressed up as Larnach, and he thought, oh, that's kind of cool, and then turned around and the person was gone. And he was really shaken up, so we had to sit down and give him a cup of tea, and I kind of went back to the room and had a look.
Because of its dark history, Larnach Castle has long held fascination for paranormal investigators and television shows, including Ghost Hunters. But years later, it would seem Larnach still isn't happy about his story being told.
We haven't actually had much luck with ghost stories, so Deb's, our marketing manager, and I went in to do a ghost story with Radio New Zealand, and sadly it was a really good interview. And then they rang us up and said when it got to Wellington there was nothing in the file, it was just dead silence. It's a pretty bad choice of words. And we said, oh, that must happen all the time. They said, no, it's never happened before, can you come in and do the interview? So we went back in to do the interview about the ghosts, and none of the equipment would work. So after a while it eventually got cranked up and we did it, and it was nowhere near as good as the first interview. And then, as we were saying before, TV3 came and did an interview, and it was filmed on TV3, and about 20 seconds into it just stopped.
Everything has been restored in keeping with the Gothic revival style, including the music room and still working fireplaces. Larnach Lodge has accommodated guests since 1982. Those who stay at and visit the castle all contribute to the conservation of the historic property, which hosts over 100,000 visitors annually. Rosella Bone, The South Today.